Norman, thank you very much for joining me here today.
Yeah, no problem at all. You're very welcome. I'm very pleased that you came here, and I'm pleased to be here myself.
Okay, what's the importance of the conference?
Yeah, it's important in a number of areas. It's the the biannual European Nuclear Society conference, and it's a real opportunity for professional people from right across Europe to get together, to listen to the latest thinking around nuclear, the whole of the nuclear sector, to listen to the pros, listen to the cons, to hear our fabulous keynote speakers that we've had, to open up the seminar. So a number of reasons why it's important. We're in a pretty dynamic period now around the use of nuclear energy, both for power generation and for other purposes. And we're seeing interesting trends emerge in Europe post the events in eastern Japan in Fukushima. We've seen something of a polarisation of public opinion around the use of nuclear power. And remember, in the democracies that we live in, public opinion is critically important. We find that in the UK, in France, in Poland, in the Czech Republic, in Lithuania, in Hungary, public opinion remains very strong and supportive. Indeed, in some areas it's increased post-Fukushima, while as in other countries like Germany, like Italy, like Austria, we find that public opinion has really held sway and demanded that the politicians look seriously at the phasing out of nuclear power. And so we have this real interesting split in Europe. Worldwide, we see a huge commitment to developing nuclear power in both China and India, and even in Brazil now, talking about building further plant in Brazil. And so the seminar is a chance to get together under one roof to discuss these important issues, and to discuss why nuclear power is so important to the world going forward. And we think we in the UK, we think about the UK. That's very important. But we think about worldwide issues and the real demand to look at the use of low carbon technology to make the electricity that makes all our lives comfortable and bearable. Indeed, on that same topic, there are large swaths of people on this planet who haven't had the benefit of electricity. And so we'll see those demands increasing in the future. In the UK, we see the drive for a low carbon economy, and perhaps you and I both like driving our petrol or diesel fueled cars, but in the future we may well be driving electric cars, and that may well be the right way to go. Yep. We see the issue in the UK around security of supply. A lot of our hydrocarbons are becoming more and more imported from other countries, and there's always the challenge as an island nation to be able to confidently stand up and say we have the energy required to produce the electricity to actually drive the economy of the UK, and that's where nuclear power becomes pivotal. It really is a major element of the way forward. We're not going to move forward in the UK 100% on nuclear. That's not realistic to anybody. But the right mix of renewable, and that's wind power, and the fairly underdeveloped areas of tidal power and wave power, the use of the natural gas that we can now recover from the rocks and the subsoil in the UK, and nuclear gives us a real way forward for our energy policy in the UK. And one of the really encouraging things that I've seen over the last few years is down in Westminster, all three major political parties are in full agreement that nuclear power must be a key part of our energy policy going forward. And I take real reassurance from that political parties and who can bicker in public about the most minor of things are completely aligned in their support of nuclear power being part of the UK's energy policy going forward.
And that's a major shift from 3 or 4 years ago when there was a split between some of the parties. So that's a great move in that.
Yes, I think so, yeah. I mean, the alignment emerged under the previous administration, the Labour administration, but has been continued very strongly with the present coalition government, which is great to see.
Absolutely. Now, you're president of the Nuclear Institute, and you're also running the conference here for the European Nuclear Society.
That's right,
so
yeah.
what's the tie-up between the two organisations?
Yeah, I mean, we're part of the European family, and indeed part of the world family. The European Nuclear Society, of which we are, if you like, a member state. That sounds a bit formal because it doesn't really operate in such a formal manner, but it operates in a manner of free and open exchange of information, which is tremendous. And we have members from both the pro countries and the non-pro countries, and indeed on the opening panel we had a colleague who'd come across from the United States, from the American Nuclear Society. So we try to operate as learned bodies. We're here to help educate the general public, help promote nuclear in a non-biased way, and to be very open and very honest about everything we learn and understand, and to generally promote the understanding and knowledge of the benefits of the use of nuclear power to the general public.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining me today, Noel.
Yeah, thank you. You're most welcome. Thank you.